Hello, Chillicothe. I'm Marcus Conrad.
And I'm Joshua Sparks, and this is your CAVS News Show.
From the studios of Chillicothe High School, this is your CAVS News Show.
This week, CHS is having a Seniors Week, which is where the seniors may come to school dressed up in whatever the day's theme is, such as Monday being Senior Pajama Day, Tuesday was Senior Citizen Day, Wednesday University Shirt Day, Thursday being 90s Day, and Friday ending the week with Senior Beach Trip Day.
This coming Friday, air tests will be complete. If you were sick and missed all week, then you will be receiving a 0 on the test. In addition, the air test faced an obstacle due to the Chromebooks not being compatible with the test, so every student received the 48 update, which solved the problem for the middle school and the high school. Now let's head over to Did You Know with Ryan Kincaid.
Howdy folks, welcome to Did You Know? I'm Ryan Kincaid, and I have some bad news for you. I'm a hardened criminal. That's right, I've registered under a username other than my full first and last name online. It's a law that you cannot register a username online under an alias, which is a violation of the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. So, to the username I like Angry Birds 22, you too are a hardened criminal and can face up to 10 years behind bars. Now that we have that out of the way, let's look at some other laws you may not know you're breaking every day. Keeping the internet trend going, it's illegal to connect to someone else's Wi-Fi. Even if the connection isn't password protected, if you connect to a Wi-Fi signal that doesn't belong to you, you are breaking the law. Now, this law is almost unavoidable considering how most phones connect to the nearest Wi-Fi source automatically, but if you're caught, you could spend around 5 years in jail. In that case, sorry Grandma, for using your Wi-Fi without express written consent. The next one goes out to my fellow generation, because if you're under the age of 18, it's illegal to own a permanent marker. This is because during class, a student was drawing on a piece of paper using a permanent marker, and the ink bled through. Instead of making the kid wash it off, the teacher instead placed the child under citizen's arrest and waited for the police to take him away. Apparently, permanent markers are tools for graffiti in the eyes of the law. Case in point, if you've ever participated in an art show, you're a hardened criminal just like me. Lastly, in some states, you cannot be found with disturbing material that you wrote. Basically, if you're found to have written material that someone else finds either disturbing or offensive, even if you haven't published it yet, you will be prosecuted. Now, never mind me, but I thought this was a country that idolizes freedom of speech. So why do we have laws that go against that precious right? Maybe I'm slowly losing my mind, but I don't want to get arrested because someone finds my art disturbing. Anyways, that's about all the time I have for you. I'm Ryan Kincaid, now let's send it to Marcus and Josh.
Thanks, Ryan. Thursday, April 28th, 2016, the biggest volunteer event in the state is Calling Your Name with 10,000 plus volunteers. Day of Caring is the day to give your time and energy to our area's nonprofit, including all types of charities. From building a community garden in a low-income neighborhood to holding a food drive for guests at the Ronald McDonald House. Wherever you are, there's a great project waiting for you.
On to some local news. Last week in Pike County, 8 members of the Roden family were found shot in the head execution style, including a 16-year-old and a mother who was killed while her 4-day-old lay beside her. Most of them were killed in their sleep. On Saturday afternoon, the authorities released the names of the people who were killed. They are Hannah Gilley, who was 20, Christopher Roden Sr., 40, Christopher Roden Jr., 16, Clarence Frankie Roden, 20, Dana Roden, 37, Gary Roden, 38, Hannah Roden, 19, and Kenneth Roden, who was 44. May they rest in peace. Officers are currently searching for the killer or killers who are possibly armed and dangerous to the surviving family members. All 8 victims were found at 4 different crime scenes, 2 of them which were within walking distance of each other. Another crime scene was found half a mile away, and the other was found 8 miles away. Please send your prayers and regards to the Roden family. Now on to some lighter news, let's head over to Pop Fusion with Jason Atkins.
Hi guys, my name is Jason Atkins and this is Pop Fusion. This week, we're doing something a little different. This week, I went out and interviewed people about how they think movies, music, and games have changed. I've decided to split them up into 3 categories. We'll start with the games, then the music, then we'll finish with the movies. So let's go ahead and get on to the interviews.
All right, there's several main things that have progressed over the years with video games. One of which being what the video games can be. They've gotten way more complicated in a way because, for one, it's usually no longer just a little pixelated man running from left to right on the screen. It can now be it's up to you exploring a massive digital world. And that's pretty cool because if it's gone from something to, like I said, Super Mario to something like Skyrim or something like that, man running from left to right or massive world you can explore with tons of things to do, that's a good progression. Also, another thing that's changed a lot is graphics. Like I said, it started out with little pixelated people just doing things. But now you've got such good animations and such well-rendered environments. You see hyper-realistic games a lot too on people who use mega machines or extremely powerful gaming PCs. And yeah, that's one of the biggest progressions in games.
I think video games have gained a lot more content-wise. I think while the prices stayed the same for a long time at $60, the value of $60 has gone a lot higher in the economy. So people expect a lot more from a game. Games like Call of Duty, if you look at the franchise of that, you'll see each newer one is providing more and more content. And yeah, independent games have also become a lot more popular, I've noticed. People are playing much more than the popular games like Call of Duty.
Yeah, games have changed big time. Graphic-wise, yeah. I would have to say gameplay, the graphics, the way the game sounds too, have improved. How we used to play them on big box TVs to now we have flat screens using HDMI cords, and yeah. There has been continuances on games, story modes, it's just whatever, but yeah, games have changed quite a lot.
I'm not the biggest person to talk about music, but one of the biggest things I've noticed with the change of music is how new styles of music have showed up and how older styles of music have changed a lot. For instance, you have the classic rock and roll, which now has led to things like hard rock, metal, heavy metal, and even ranging into things like screamo, like a band Slipknot would do. And then you've got something like country music, which it's not really my favorite change because the old country music is something like The Devil Went Down to Georgia or something like that. You got the fiddle, you got the string bass, piano, and that was a bit more fun. Like nowadays, country music is more like seems like, oh hey, women, trucks, alcohol, stuff like that. And I mean, I know a lot of people are fans of it. It's just I'm not the biggest fan of that. Also, like with new technology, there's been a lot of new styles of music as well. With the ability to create sounds digitally, a lot of things like dubstep have come up, which are utilizing new technology. And that's pretty cool that we can use technology in music like we do nowadays.
Music has changed as well. Some people relate to it, some don't. This really depends on what type of music you listen to. Me, it's not the artist that I listen to, it's more along the lines of the song. It all depends on the song to me. I relate to music, whether if it's love, passion, it's just whatever. Music is a good sign of poetry. I love poetry too. It's great.
So the change most people think about from older to modern movies would probably be the use of computer imaging as opposed to practical effects, like in classic movies like Alien or something like that. And there are exceptions, which people tend to like more, like Mad Max Fury Road, because we've been able at this point to, with our eyes, be able to tell if something's real or not. Like, we'll be able to tell if something's CGI. And not to say that CGI is inherently bad. If it's used right, it's good, but sometimes people use it to do things, and it just ends up looking not very good. Not not to point any fingers, but I mean, we can see like the design of even the old Ninja Turtles. Like they were all, they were all just guys in suits. But I mean, at that time I was like, hey, that's cool. And nowadays with the newer computer image, like there was a fully animated movie, like CG in a fully animated movie. That's literally what it is. But say you've got Michael Bay's new Ninja Turtles. Now those are completely animated. What I can describe as monstrosities, but that's what they are. I mean, they're giant turtles next to like trying to fight with real people, and it doesn't look real. Now, another thing that movies have definitely changed on is their approach to issues like race. For instance, in a lot of older movies, you'd see people, instead of casting, like, say, you wanted a Chinese character, nowadays you would cast someone who is actually Chinese as a Chinese character, but in the older ages of movies, you'd oftentimes see people wearing makeup, or like, there was black face, yellow face, all that kind of stuff. It's usually like white actors portraying characters of other ethnicities. And I mean, in those ages, a lot of people, like the general public, seemed to find it fairly innocuous. Not a lot of uproar was caused by stereotypically portraying a character through an actor that isn't even of that ethnicity. But nowadays, if anyone tried to do something like blackface or yellowface, that would not fly anymore. But yeah, that's pretty much the biggest change in the movie's approach to issues like that.
Well, it started off as black and white in the silent films, so they've gained color and sound. Recently, I've noticed a specific trend in film, not one that started back when they were silent and black and white. It seems like it's getting harder and harder to understand main characters sometimes. People value proper dialect and your voice properly much less, because in real life, people don't talk like they do in plays, for example. I think the Oscars have become even more popular over the past recent years. They've become much more of a to what I'm looking for. I guess don't include this in the interview, but the Oscars have become much more popular over the years as well. So I think the ultimate goal for most movies, if they want to raise the most money or gain the most popularity, would be to get nominated or even win an Oscar at the Academy Awards. That as well has helped movies become a lot more popular. I believe most movie companies, especially independent movie makers, have goals of getting their movies on Netflix for at least a month. Everyone wants their movie to be on Netflix because everyone has a Netflix.
Yeah, movies have changed as well. This more along the lines of graphics and stories, it's gotten deeper. All depends on the TV that you're watching them on, too. Some movies have continued. There have been new movies that came out, new storylines. Some are futuristic. Some even take place back when we were still using sticks and stones. But yeah, movies change as well.
Thanks, Jason. Seniors and juniors are getting excited for prom, which is this Saturday, April 30th, lasting from 9 p.m. to 12 o'clock midnight, and preceded by Grand March, which starts at 7 o'clock p.m. for seniors only. Also, let's not forget about after prom, which lasts from 12 o'clock midnight to 4 o'clock in the morning. If you're bringing a guest, remember to turn in your guest forms before it's too late. Prom tickets cost $20 each, and after prom tickets cost $10. They can be purchased in the main office in the morning and in the lunchroom for the rest of the day. Now let's head over to Hall Talk with Maggie Deddy to see how others feel about prom. Maggie?
What I'm looking forward to this prom is just a good night, a safe night for sure. time with friends, some memories to look back on and be fond of. Just a pleasant experience, you know?
I'm mostly looking forward to my suit and my date's dress. We're gonna look really nice. And class president Donovan Loeb made the playlist for prom, so the dances and the music is going to be awesome. And yeah, I'm looking forward to after prom as well.
I'm looking forward to actually going to prom because this is my last prom that I'll get to go to, and I'm just excited to spend it with all of my great friends that have always been there for me.
I am looking forward to after prom and jumping on the inflatables.
What I'm most looking forward to at prom is the mechanical bull. Well, after prom, but the mechanical bull is what I'm all about.
I'm looking forward to having fun with my friends.
What I'm looking forward to at prom is having a good time with a bunch of friends, and after prom really is what I'm looking forward to because it's going to be fun. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to at prom.
Thanks, Maggie. In more world news, 26 people died by eating poisonous sweets in Pakistan. These people died because the sweets they had consumed contained pesticides. Each person who had died were from a single family. Umar Hayat bought 5 kilograms, about 11 pounds of laddu, a ball-shaped confection composed of dough and sugar from Tyrak Hotel and Suite in the village of Karar La Ahsan. The sweets are to celebrate the birth of Hayat's grandson, but those who ate the treats began falling ill Thursday. The shop has been closed down and the owners, 2 brothers, had been taken into custody. For some sport news, let's head over with Audrey Huggins.
Thanks guys, I'm Audrey Huggins with this week's CAVS News Sports Update. It's a slow sports news week here at CAVS News, but there are a few stats we want to cover. The varsity baseball team lost in a close game against Clinton Massey on Monday night with a final score of 14-12. Noah Jackson and Jack Bush both played an excellent game along with the rest of the team. The JV softball team came out with a victory Monday night against Clinton Massey with a final score of 10-3. Our varsity softball team also played Clinton Massey Monday night and unfortunately did not come out with a win with a score of 3-1. To get more on results and upcoming events, visit the Chillicothe City School website and click on Athletics. Well, that's all I have for this week. I'm Audrey Huggins, so back to Josh and Marcus in the studio.
Thanks, Audrey. Here's another local news story. Monday, April 25th, a suburban Cincinnati man called 911 and gave his address. And when the dispatcher asked what she could help him with, he replied calmly with, "I just shot and killed my wife." He told her he would leave this gun in the kitchen and wait for the police at the front door. Police said Jeffrey Hawkins, 57, surrendered to officers at his Coltrane Township home after the call Monday morning. He had told authorities his wife, 59-year-old Joanne Hawkins, cleaned out their bank account on Saturday and refused to talk to him Monday before he shot her multiple times with the .40 caliber handgun.
2 would-be robbers left a shiny impression on police in southern Brazil when they chose an unusual form of camouflage during an attempted bank robbery, head-to-toe in aluminum foil. Santa Catarina military police say suspects were most likely trying to foil the alarm of the Praia Grande branch of the Bank of Brazil late Saturday when they chose the metal outfits. What they failed to notice were the internal security cameras which were capturing every move. Police believe they were working with 1 or 2 other people who acted as lookouts and tipped them off before the squad cars arrived on the scene. At least 1 person was arrested over the weekend in connection with the attempted robbery. The man was found in the nearby woods and had previous robbery arrests on his record. Now let's get to our creative side and head over to Do It Yourself with Elise, Audrey, and Makai.
Hello, and welcome to DIY. I'm Makai Jackson.
And I'm Audrey Huggins.
And I'm Elise Jones.
This week we are making painted glasses. This is great for weddings and other parties.
The things you will need are stemless glasses, newspaper, a rubber band, glass paint, a paintbrush, and some toothpicks.
The first thing you need to do is make sure your glass is clean. Remove any stickers and lay down newspaper around your work area.
Next, you need to take one of your rubber bands and position it around the glass. You can angle the band or keep it straight. We are angling it.
Now use your paint brush to gently paint the glass. Once the first coat is dry, cover with another coat.
Once it's dry, take your toothpick and carefully run it along the edge of the rubber band, removing it from the glass.
That's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed making this. I'm Audrey Huggins.
I'm Makai Jackson.
And I'm Elise Jones. Now back to Brooklyn and Jason in the studio.
Thanks, guys. Well, that's all we have for this week. I'm Marcus Conrad.
And I'm Joshua Sparks. Have a wonderful and safe weekend, Chillicothe.